What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today, and today I have a very exciting and unique model unboxing for you guys. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Phoenix models, 1:400 scale American Airlines Boeing 777-300ER in the current livery. A really unique model for Phoenix to release right here, and I thought that would be a really cool video for itself here in today's unboxing. So I'm really excited for this, and I hope you guys are as well. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started with the box. Boeing 777-300ER, here's the CGI. Phoenix typically does more region-based boxes. This one's just more generic. I'm assuming that's because they're not as familiar with the US market, but you have American Airlines right here with the Eagle. November 729 Alpha November is the registration, 1:400 scale. Again, very plain box, nothing too crazy to it, but it does certainly get the job done. I've never seen a purple with an American Airlines. I thought that was pretty interesting when I saw this box, and I also thought the back of the box was super cool with the big tail blown up and all that fun details. So very excited to get into this one, and again, this is going to be a really unique model. Now, like I was just referring to, Phoenix really doesn't make any modern US models outside of cargo aircraft. They don't really do many American Delta Uniteds in the current colors, and this is an exception. They've done some retro aircraft in the past, a bunch of American Airlines, and more recently Northwest, United, and Delta. But here we go for an American Airlines 777-300 in the current livery. Now, this will complement the Gemini jets versions that have been released. I believe we have, is it 6? I think we might have 6 releases of that now. I've honestly lost track. But nevertheless, really excited for this aircraft. I've heard really good remarks about it, so I'm excited to dive into it and see how it stacks up to the Gemini jets version. So, with all that being said, let's get into it, everybody. Yeah, that is honestly solid. That is really good from the initial glance. So let's get this plastic off. This came from Jet Collector, by the way. You guys will see in an upcoming massive unboxing how I ended up stumbling upon this model and why it's its own video. But I did talk about in a channel update earlier this summer, doing some more singular model unboxings just to add some flavor, especially for models that I think really deserve it. And this was certainly not an exception to that principle. And here she is. Okay, very different. Don't get me wrong. I am honestly in love with it so far, but it's very different compared to Gemini jets, American Airlines 777s, because that's what we've been getting for the last 10 years at this point, literally, not even joking. So, oh, sorry everybody. My phone mount that I've been using, the DIY one's kind of been acting up a little bit recently. But here it is. Let me get this angled off a little bit. And here it is, the Phoenix models, 1:400 scale American Airlines Boeing 777-300ER in the current colors. Initial impressions, Phoenix did a really good job, especially on the color. I'm thoroughly impressed in that regard. There's a couple of other elements that I do want to discuss, particularly the Wi-Fi box immediately stood out. Everything else looks really solid. This looks like a great iteration of the American 777. I think this will be a very unique addition to the collection. So a really cool one, and I'm excited to dive into this. So without any further delay, let's go ahead, zoom on in, and take a look at this aircraft. Okay, here we go. So we have the cockpit windows right here. I think they did a really good job of constructing these on the Phoenix 777 mold. I think it's really accurate and proportional to what you're going to find in real life, and that's no different with this aircraft. Really nice trim around it, and then again, the nose cone looks really great. You got the pitot tubes, the landing gear on Phoenix. So I really like the design and shape. I think they look really good, but this little metallic piece always kind of throws me off. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It just looks kind of different. So, but that's split present here, so that looks pretty good. And you got the nose landing gear door with the aircraft, and then the registration. I think there's a 729 on that, and I apologize if my narration gets a little out of sync at times. We lost our electric due to a big thunderstorm that came by the area when I'm filming this, and the room's literally 85 degrees, so I'm trying to concentrate, but it's very warm. So thanks for your understanding in advance. Here's the L1 door along with the One World logo, and then the color. It's let me take my sunglasses off. I was just looking at it with my sunglasses just to see what it looked like that. But looking at it here, it maybe even a little light. I can't believe I'm saying that. I do have some comparisons to bring in, so I'll bring those in really quick, and then we'll continue the review. Here is the Gemini Jets American 787-9 from 2023. So you can see a little bit more saturation to it. The actual shade is a little bit darker, but very comparable. I do have the American Airlines A321neo here. That's the one I really like to compare it to, and yeah, it's pretty much spot on with that. It looks like the Phoenix version might be a little bit more, maybe a little bit more saturated, but they're very similar, very similar. And then for good measure, I'll bring in one more. I have the third release American 777-300 ER in right here. And as you can see, I think that one is very good. A little bit more depth to the color, but I still think that this one is certainly very acceptable. I would say a little bit too light. I also have an American 777 right here that I'll bring in. So let me do that. Why not, for NG models? Yeah, looking at them both side by side, I'm honestly digging this one, although I do think that all the colors lately have been much better from Gemini Jets, NG models, Phoenix, all of them. So that's been really cool to see, but there's kind of your comparisons. I think it's a really solid effort, slightly too light perhaps, but certainly a much better effort than what I would have expected from Phoenix. So Phoenix, very good job. You have the Eagle right here in the American Airlines Billboard titles. Much lighter color on the Billboard titles as well compared to some other offerings from Gemini Jets and NG models. Overall, I think a pretty solid effort right there. And of course, you got your flagship first, and then your business into the main cabin etched, or premium economy in this case, and then into main cabin. Here's the L2 door with the One World logo as well. Wi-Fi box. I do not think it's supposed to be like this gray. I think it's supposed to, typically it varies from lighting. You can see with the 787 that I brought in earlier, that one's more of a tannish color, and then we have some other ones like NG models did white Wi-Fi boxes on the 777s that they did recently. So give or take, although I haven't seen it like this mid-gray color. And let me see, I think that you guys can't really see exactly, but now in this angle you can kind of see how like gray that is. And I don't think it's supposed to be like that, although if this is the worst issue with the model, I think they did a pretty good job overall. So very solid. You have the antenna right here, which is nice proportional. That looks really good. And then again, your passenger windows, some more panel detail and whatnot. So that looks really great. Okay, here is the GE90. I think it looks really great here on Phoenix's 777 mold. They did a very good job casting it. You can see the exhaust, you can see the cowling, just all that fun detail. Let me get some light in there so you can see what it looks like from that perspective. Okay, so as you can see right there, you can really see the fan blade detail. Solid effort, and ultimately makes this mold really great. So good job there by Phoenix. Here's the L3 door along with the emergency exit pad. They did a good job detailing that. I'm not going to use the word subpar, but average flap, slat, and speed brake detail. They could have put a little bit more indentations into that. NG models and even the JC Wings mold kind of blows that away. So that's not disappointing, just a major note that certainly not up to par with other aircraft. One nice deal though about the Phoenix mold is, as you can see, the landing gear tilt, and this aircraft tilts really well. So that's certainly a cool element. They're in the main landing gear, by the way. As I said, they tilt, and they have kind of that metallic-ish silvery trim, which is certainly interesting on this aircraft. But yeah, once again, there's the tilt, so you can see it from this perspective. But again, I almost want to use the word subpar, but I wouldn't quite go that far. But certainly not too much casting in the mold there for that. Taking a look right here, we got the L4 door and some more panels right here. One of the really cool parts about the Phoenix mold, and I think they're the first to do this, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, this is the second Wi-Fi SATCOM box, however it's supposed to be presented. And it's really cool to see this, as I believe this is the first American 333 in a 1:400 scale that has two of these. NG recently did a 222 that does have both of them, so really cool to see Phoenix getting after both of these. So pretty good attention to detail. This one's more of a white, and maybe a little bit of gray, but this one looks more reasonable in my opinion. You have two antennas right here, which is looking very good. They did a good job on both those. Registration November 729, Alpha November. Also really great to see the red antenna right there. I can't confirm if that's accurate or not, so I won't speak on that, but nevertheless, looks pretty solid. American Airlines tail is really great on this aircraft. They did a great job with the color. It looks really good. It looks like mine maybe got a couple scrapes on it during processing, but not too much to fuss about. It looks really great. Saturation's just right. The color's just right. The tones, the overall, just the overall casting of the livery. Casting's not really the right word, but the color template just looks really great. So good job there. The horizontal stabilizers also really nice, and they are out of some sort of really durable material, so that's really cool. And the APU detail also really great on this aircraft. The right side, very comparable. The only difference that you're going to find is a cargo door there in the front. Landing gear do roll very fluidly, as you just saw right there on the main gear, and the cargo door in the back, and also the baggage door as well. Sorry about the angle of the sun. It gets so far over there that's hard to do the camera like this. Top of the aircraft looks really great. You can see some various details. Again, here's another look at the wing. I kind of want to use the word subpar. You can barely see where the flaps indentation is. You can see it. It's just compared to Gemini Jets and NG models and JC Wings, it's certainly here. I'm just going to bring in the 787 so you can see what I'm talking about. Ignore the all all the crap on it. This was from the rainstorm. I still got to clean some of this off. Some rain dried up on it, but I have a really small crack in my window, and this rainstorm was so big that it brought in rain into the actual house, quite a significant amount. So just a couple drops made onto the tables, but everything's fine over here. Anyways, back to this. I mean, I don't think I need to expand too much on that. It's probably a subpar effort at best, but I'm not going to hold it against it. That and the Wi-Fi box are the worst two issues with the model. Outside that, I would take a great color, a really solid mold all over those two couple of details. And then for the bottom of the aircraft, really solid. This antenna right here is really impressive. Glad to see that. Let me make sure it focuses so we don't have to go over all of this again so that you guys can see it. And then you can see the strobe lights, the beacons, all that fun stuff, and the stand hole, the main landing gear doors. Really solid effort on the antennas. That's very impressive. Also a nice, interesting curve out there on the back. But outside of that, really great model. You also got some nice nose landing gear detail. So, Phoenix, this is a very interesting choice for them. Yes, indeed. Did they do a good job? Considering the circumstances, I do think they did a pretty good job. This is a very tough color to nail, as we can see, or maybe it's not. It's just turned into that for model airplane companies. I do think Phoenix did a really good job at casting this aircraft. I think they did a really good job. Like I said, the only major two slight complaints I have with it, the Wi-Fi box in the front is not the right color. That's certainly off, no question about that. The wing detail for the mold, subpar at best compared to other standards, although it just was surprising to me because I don't remember that from my other 777 offerings, so I was kind of surprised to see that on this aircraft. Very pleased with Phoenix with their effort on this aircraft. I think they did a really good job. I'm certainly very excited to have this in the collection, and it'll be a great component to all the various model airports and just ultimately the American Airlines collection in general. I'm very excited to have this aircraft, and it'll be a great addition in just various ways. So really excited to have this, and I hope that you guys very much enjoyed today's unboxing. Thank you for bearing with me in the narration. It's literally 85, I'm not even kidding. So sometimes it can be tough. 85, trying to set it for 71, but luckily we just got a generator, so I'm going to go try to set that up upon the conclusion of today's video. But again, really appreciate all the support, everybody. Thank you guys so much. I'm not sure when this video is coming out, to be quite honest with you, so it's coming out at some point, so I hope that you guys enjoyed it very much so, and I'll look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the following videos to come. So with all that being said, everybody, let me know what you guys think about this model in the comment section. Certainly a pretty solid effort, like I said. Certainly very interesting. Oh, I didn't even realize this. There's no lines here on my table because I have my windows open. I never do that, but I only did it today because it was so hot. I might have to start opening the windows a little bit more so I can avoid the lines, because the light, I mean, it literally is infinitive. So that's a nice little hack that I learned right there. It's a little hot with the sun blasting in, but to get the good lighting, it's kind of worth it. And with air conditioning, I'm sure it would be much more tolerable than what it is today. But anyways, after getting sidetracked, it's a really cool model, very unique in various ways, no doubt about it. Again, very glad to have this aircraft, and I'm certainly looking very forward to seeing what I can do with it in the near future. So with all that being said, everybody, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon, as Redriveraviation is signing. I'm trying to get it. There we go. Off.